picking up from where we left off from the Chanel Spring 2024 collection, also known as the Mermaid Glow collection. So if you have seen, let's call it part one of this review, you have seen me using, swatching, and creating two different eyeshadow looks with each of these eyeshadow palettes. So today, as I promised, I went ahead and pick up the rest of the collection. And that's why you see me with zero bronzer, no highlighter, and no blush. Talking about blush, this collection comes with one duo blush called Rose Coquillage, 9 grams of product, 18 months of shelf life, and it is made in France. And this collection, it is already available at Chanel's website. I will be leaving all those details in the description box below. By the time that I'm uploading this video, most likely we're going to be seeing some of this collection trickling in to different retailers. So again, everything that I'm able to find, I will be linking it on the description box below, as well as the YouTube shop here on the screen. Here you have it. Compact, the same classic black with white, nothing out of this world. And here you have it. So you have one side that is more of like a peachy tone, and then the other side neutral rose tone, and the embossing is kind of those circular kind of waves, kind of like when you drop just a drop of water in water and it just creates those circles. And right in the center it has the CC logo. And by the way, if you're new here to my channel, welcome. My name is Jacqueline and I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you ring that post notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. And why not, if you're on Instagram and TikTok, come and follow me there so you may get notified whenever there's a new release or a restock alert. Because I know, like for example, this eyeshadow palette, which is the one that I'm using today, it's already sold out. But you know, I have this idea that it may come back in stock, and like I said, otherwise other retailers. Let's go ahead and swatch this baby. Super soft, creamy. There is the peachy shade. As per usual, I'm filming in natural light with a 4K camera. And there you have it. That's the other shade. And since I have it here, before I put it on my cheeks, let's go ahead and swatch the blushes from that RIVAGE Winter Glow collection. I have the 3 of them right here. The first one that I'm going to swatch is Coquillage Blush, which is the coral tone. Then Mauve Glaze, which is the deepest tone. And last, my favorite one, and the one that I use a lot. This baby I'm using quite a bit is Rose Polaire. And this is more of like a true warm rose tone. Coral Courette, then the Mauve, and then the last Rose Polaire. There are your swatches. I mean, if anything, Rose Polaire, no, it's deeper than this shade here. I think this one leans just a tiny bit more cool tone. Rose Polaire is more neutral. And then the peachy side, it's lighter in tone. You see these other ones here, they do have more pigmentation too. And they do have also another type of finish. The ones, the RIVAGE Winter Glow collection, they do have more, not really satin finish, but a natural borderline satin. Let's go ahead and start first with the one that it looks more peachy in tone. This is how much I picked up. And by the way, I'm using a Chanel 109 brush. Let's just take it here. Okay, I can tell you right away, this is definitely a matte finish. A little bit blurring though, but it doesn't have any little like sheen, nothing. It's just completely matte, but the formula is rather blurring. I'm building it up so you can see really well the shade. Next, I'm going with a Refer 04 brush, and I'm gonna go to the rosy tone, and I'm gonna apply it on this side. Okay. This is a pretty rose shade. It's not cool tone, it's not warm in tone either, it's very neutral. Okay, that's very pretty. I honestly really like to put a little bit of blush by the bridge of my nose So I'm just gonna mix in both shades, just get them from the middle. And I'm just gonna apply it right on top of my nose. There you have them. What do you think? This is the peachy tone, this is the rosy tone, and right here you gotta mix. The next pieces of these collections are the highlighters. So we have the Lumiere de l'Océan and the Balm Essential in Mermaid Glow. So this is your powder highlighter, and this is the creamy formula on a stick. So let's go ahead first with this baby. I honestly almost skip on it. I was like, should I? Yes, should I? Don't. And maybe you can see why. You see, because it has a flip, I mean, it has so many flips. You can see kind of like a very light, super subdued kind of lavender tone. Also a little bit, I mean, like tiny bit of light blue. And again, we see the same motif, those kind of like circles in the water. Really pretty. Okay, let's go ahead and swatch it. Okay, on my finger, I can see really well the lavender. And I think on camera is capturing even a little bit more of the blue. I do also own from that Les Symboles du Chanel Pearly White, this baby. That is a huge oversized highlighter. I don't think I will ever be able to finish this baby, but it's definitely a collector's piece. They seem to be a liking formula, but not a liking shade. I don't know if you can tell, but Pearly White has that kind of beigey undertone, which is typical of a pearl. And I know so many of you had commented and asked, well, is it worth it to get that highlighter if you already have the eyeshadow palette in Rivage? And we have a very similar kind of shade, which is this one right here. Also, it does have another undertone. I mean, they are different. They are all the three different shades. Let's just swatch it here. So this is the actual highlighter. Then we have here Pearly White. Yeah, Pearly White definitely has a warm undertone. The one from this collection, more than blue, it does have a hint of lavender. Very fun and completely different. And then the one from the eyeshadow, it also has a little bit more of like between a beige and a rosy undertone to it. Do you see right there? You see? They're all different. So this one definitely is more cool tone. Sonia G Mini Cheek. And I'm going to this highlighter. And let's see how this goes. Oh, I can definitely see. Okay, there is little bit of shimmering here, and I can definitely see that lavender tone. Just like any other highlighter, you can use it above your blush or under your blush. Thing that I didn't do today because I just wanted you to see the shades of the blushes. And definitely I will highly suggest to really buff in this highlighter. You can even use your finger so you can, melt it in. Now, I don't see a shadow, like an overcast on my cheek, which is a good sign. It doesn't look bad on my skin tone. It doesn't look natural either, but I think like if you are a person who has fair skin tone, this shade, it will pretty much melt with your skin and go pretty much even unnoticeable, mostly if you have a fair skin tone with a rosy undertone or neutral undertone. But it's a very pretty shade, and in fact you can even use it as eyeshadow. Talking about eyeshadow, I in purpose didn't put this eyeshadow shade from the Rivage palette on my eyelids because I wanted to use this baby. Let's go ahead and apply this. And I'm just gonna tap it right in the center of the eyelid. And that just creates kind of like a halo effect, which to me is super important because I have hooded eyes. And by doing so, it opens my eyes just a little. Now, for the purpose of the comparison, I'm gonna go with Rivage, although you have already seen this in action. And I'm just gonna pop it right in the center. You see that whitish undertone? Champagne rose in it. This looks more frosty than the highlighter. One of the products from this collection that really got me excited, a little bit intrigued, I was hesitating a little. I think I hesitated the most with a powder highlighter, but this one I was like, I really want it, but do I really need it? But I really want it? Do I really need it? I mean, I obviously do not need any more makeup, but oh, Chanel took the best of me. So I went ahead and picked up the Balm Essential in Mermaid Glow. And you know why I was doubting about it is because I do have already the Balm Essential in transparent, which, I mean, I know it's transparent, there's no color, but usually this is the nature of this product. There's not much of a shade. I mean, if there's a hint, it's very, very tiny. So this is Mermaid Glow. And by the way, I'm going to be putting close-ups, images, videos, both on my Instagram and TikTok. So I will highly suggest you to come and follow me there. Look at that. Very beautiful, very glowy. Let me just show to you against transparent. Now, you can see, right? This one has some color and it has a little bit of this pearly effect. Mermaid Glow and then transparent. Ooh, you see? The glow from Mermaid Glow. Look, oh my gosh. Okay, now I'm excited. I'm going with this BK Beauty and Nikki LaRose brush. It is a foundation brush, but I think this kind of kitten paw kind of brush will work perfect for the application of this product. You can also use just your fingers. You don't need to use a brush. You can use even a sponge. Just want to try it this way first. Oh, this is so beautiful. Okay, it's not removing the blush or the makeup that I have underneath. Oh, do you see that? My skin looks wet. Okay, let's just go ahead and use the finger. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me show you once again because I'm just like, huh? Mermaid Glow. This is again transparent. You see? This wet skin alert. Oh my gosh, this is exciting. Wow. And I thought it was gonna have a lot of like shimmer particles and be just like kind of like a glitter bomb mess. Well, let me tell you that I was wrong. Okay, let's go ahead and use this same shade right here, the tip of my nose. Ooh, that's so beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna apply it on top of this highlighter. Ooh. Oh, that's so beautiful. You know, and because of the tone, mixing with the powder highlighter, it just creates this beautiful effect. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm obsessed. Okay, let's use this baby also a little bit on the lips because why not? Although the lipstick that I have is actually a Rouge Allure Lac, which is a fabulous formula, but I think I want to change it. Before I apply the Mermaid Glow on my lips, let's just remove this. And I'm going with a Rouge Coco in Adrien. Now that we have this in, I'm going back to Mermaid Glow. I'm just obsessed. And I'm just gonna tap it right in the middle. Do you see that? That's so good. I mean, like, and you can even use it all alone. And I'm just gonna put a little bit also on my Cupid's bow. Okay, friends, time to wrap up this Chanel Spring 2024 collection review. This is part number 2. Let me just give you my overall thoughts. I had been using both of the eyeshadow palettes. Rivage is beautiful. Do I wear the blue shade all the time? Not really. I like to use it also as an eyeliner for something super, super simple. I love these two shades together, and this is a very chameleonic shade that you can use it in different ways. And you don't need to use it just by itself. Like, for example, if you have this rosy tone, I'm just gonna put it up here, right? And then if you have Rivage, you can use Rivage and this very pearly kind of shade and just go ahead and use it together, and it creates the most beautiful kind of coral tone. Do you see that? So I think in terms of the eyeshadow palette, both of them are gorgeous, whether standing alone, just using them all by themselves. Like, in fact, like these three shades, you can use them as blushes if you want to. And with that being said, I want to tell you, do not let pass the opportunity to get a Coral Treasure. I know a lot of you are going for Rivage because the pop-up blue is coming back again. But this palette has its beauty, either by wearing either of the shades alone, just two shades, just one shade all over the eyelid. Even if you think, okay, well, what I'm going to do with this rosy tone. As I just show you what to do with that, I'm sure you can do the same thing with a highlighter too. So there's a lot that you can do with this beauty. Mostly thinking on, I mean, this is a spring collection, but if you think this, extending it all the way to summertime, they are both going to be a lot of fun. I think these two are a must from this collection. Another must from this collection, it is definitely one that I was like this to let go, and is this baby, Mermaid Glow. Perhaps now that I just tried it, of all my Chanel Balm Essentials, this is, I'm pretty sure and with confidence, my favorite one, because it does finally give an extreme wet look. Look at that. Look at that. It just gives this gloss effect, and you don't only need to use it here. You can use it even before wearing your foundation, or if you're just wearing a little bit of like a tinted moisturizer, or if, for example, you have dry skin and you just want to hydrate your skin, you can use it in multiple ways. There's no glitter and there's no really noticeable shimmer. Although you can see there's some sort of shimmer in the formulation, it doesn't translate as such on the actual cheeks, and that is super important. And again, out of all of the ones that I have, this one right here in particular is like, okay, now we're talking. There is a big difference right here. You know what? It reminds me a lot to the Peau de Pêche highlighter by Westman Atelier, which it does give that je ne sais quoi, but it's just, oh, so perfect. In terms of the blush, I have to be very honest with you. I like the shades. I like how it blurs my enlarged pores, because I do have enlarged pores. I do like the shades. I'm just not very like yay on the finish. I feel that when I applied it, it was like, okay, well, it's blurring my imperfection. It's soft, but it was missing that little sheen. And it is perhaps because I do have dry skin, I do have fine lines, and I don't know, perhaps I just wanted it a little bit of a natural, healthy, youthful glow. And that's exactly why the Balm Essential is so essential on this collection, because to me, this is not a fail, but to me, it needs to be accompanied by a finishing powder with a little bit of a glow, something that just give me something. I'm sure that for those who have perhaps more of like a combination to dry skin, these type of blushes are gonna be like the best. So that's why I say, take it with a grain of salt, because the finish is also gonna depend a lot on your skin type. Now, in terms of the powder highlighter, I'm happily impressed. I thought for a reason, okay, this is gonna give me a blue hint that is just gonna look so off. It's just not going to be me at all and whatsoever. But wow, it really impressed me. And it's another one of those shades, kind of like the same idea of that Rivage eyeshadow palette. Just swatch it right here. To say you have, I don't know, just this was the blush, for example, right? I'm just gonna put it on the top, and you see how it just kind of like changes the finish of the powder. We can do the same thing right here on the blush, and it will just create the same kind of illusion. You see right there? Look how pretty that looks. Look how beautiful that looks. So here's my suggestion. You're seeing me doing this kind of movement, right? I'm buffing with my finger. I will suggest to do the same thing when you're applying it to your cheeks or to your eyelids to buff it, whether it's with your fingers, whether it's with a blush. It doesn't have granules, it doesn't get patchy, it doesn't go everywhere. No, it's not that, but I think buffing it, it creates that illusion from this collection, that Mermaid Glow collection. I mean, definitely the product that creates that mermaid glow is this baby. This is what it gives you, that mermaid glow. The mermaid glow is like that wet look. I mean, this is the collection on a stick. Now, in terms of the lipsticks, I love the lipsticks from Chanel, and you know, my friends, how much I love them, but none of the shades really call my name. They were either too bold or too warm, and I felt like they were going to clash with the shades of the eyeshadow palettes. Definitely beautiful shades if you're going to use it just, for example, with a RIVAGE quad, if you just use these shades right here and skip the blue one. You know, you can use those bold colors. I mean, you can use the makeup however you want to, right? But that is kind of like my idea behind it. And none of the shades were like, wow, these are like something that I want to really get into my collection. Hopefully it makes sense. The shades are pretty. The formulas are gorgeous too. But then I was thinking again, okay, there are new lipsticks from Chanel coming soon on a matte formulation with that white bullet packaging that they're speaking to me. I'm planning to pick up the 8 shades. So you can only imagine, I'm like, okay, I need to make a little pause right here on what I'm getting and be true to myself. Okay, my friends, and this makes it for this video. I hope that you enjoy it. If you found it helpful, it will be so helpful also to me and to many others that are looking for these kind of reviews, to give it a thumbs up, so that way the algorithm pushes up the video. We can also grow our family. That I would now love to hear from you. Are you planning to get any of the products from this collection? Which ones are the ones that you're like, I'm tempted, or no, I already bought it, or well, I'm buying it right now? Let's just continue that conversation in the comment section down below while you're at it. And if you haven't done so yet, it is completely free. Subscribe to my channel. Make sure you ring that post notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. If you're on Instagram and TikTok, well, come and follow me there. And if you're not done watching my content, I'm going to be leaving a couple other videos at the end of the screen that I'm sure you're going to love. Until the next time, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.